I'm Phil Gaimon. I was a pro cyclist for 10 years. Now I'm retired, but I still train as hard as I can to set the best times on the toughest climbs I can find and go on fun adventures on my bike all over the world. This is Worst Retirement Ever. All right, we'll do another 8-hour ride today. I'm gonna take you with me. It's weirdly cold out. I got a vest on. It's summer in Los Angeles. I can't explain it, but it's like 65 degrees. A key thing for I ended my ride with a chamois butter plug a couple times ago with the wash, the body wash. We started also with the chamois butter. This is the coconut one. I got a link in the dealie. 8-hour rides. You got to start with crotch health. Give me 1 second. So if you live on the west side of LA, all the rides start basically at the Pacific Coast Highway and West Channel. This is the way just to get down to the coast. And you go south, it's the city, and you go north, and it's all the nice hills and Malibu. Today it's super overcast, but this is the longest light in the world that just turned green. Very exciting. The first like 20 minutes always suck, but it's worth it, I promise. It'll be worth it. So, found Ben.
Starting on 25%.
This is the steepest part of the button. My front wheel is lifting up. We're gonna power through. We're in Topanga, just off PCH. You go right up the first canyon, and it can get real remote. Only super ridiculous weirdos living here. We'll do a Topanga video another time, but this is a good start for a big day. Right here. We're gonna do a bunch of hills. Oh. We're gonna do a bunch of hills, and you know, we both got full burrito bags with food, and had a big breakfast. We're rested. We're both Whoop scores in the green.
Oh yeah.
And just a bunch of possibilities right now. There's nothing but possibilities.
The mountains are our oyster.
Ooh. So the goal is another 15,000 foot of climbing day, however long that takes us. The other day we saw a deer, like a buck with a bunch of antlers and good shit. I saw dolphins. A buddy of mine saw seals in the water, which is actually a rarer sighting than seal, who lives in the Topanga region.
Right around here.
Like seal, Tears of a Rose seal. Sing it, Ben.
Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose? What's Tears from a Rose?
I will not be singing it. I don't know. An Axl Rose song, maybe?
Kiss from a... That's the tune, though. You know Seal. Everybody knows Seal. He rides bikes. Super cool. Also, Reggie Miller the other day. Shout out to Reggie. We will not see him today because he went to the NBA bubble. Also rides bikes. So here we have Saddle Peak. I love it when you get above the clouds. That's what we got going on here. This is a good spot for cars to meet up and take pictures of each other for Instagram, whatever they do. Oh, look at that view. Never get tired of Saddle Peak. So Saddle Peak is the top of like there's 4 different ways up it. So there's Stunt to the right, Piuma straight ahead, and we're on Fernwood now. Which way are we going down?
Oh, I was going to debate that. Piuma?
Piuma. All right, it's Piuma.
A little extra climbing.
Why not? Morning.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Have a good one.
Piuma basically bottoms out at Mulholland Highway. So not to be confused with Mulholland Drive in Hollywood, the same ridge, the top of the ridge turns to Mulholland Highway a few miles north. So this is gonna be our gateway today to want to stay away from the Pacific Coast Highway as much as possible. We're just gonna cruise north on Mulholland Highway and hit some more canyons that way. I want to get the way out. So Mulholland Highway takes us to Rock Store, which typically on weekends is real haven. He won't sing, but he'll do motorcycle sounds. It's where the motorcycles meet up and kind of rip these corners. It's a really cool stretch. It's kind of a part that cyclists will avoid on weekends. That's the motorcycle spot, and we hope they give us Latigo. That's kind of the subtle deal that neither side obeys enough. But right now, from the fires, you probably remember the fires like last 2 winters really in Malibu. Rock Store got burned pretty bad, so they closed the road, but recently they opened the gate. There's a gate at the bottom, and cyclists are allowed here. So here, middle of Malibu, one of the coolest climbs. It's literally like cyclists and hikers only, and you can be whatever side of the road you want.
No, Phil.
It's magical. It's really sweet. So good. The top of Rock Store. By the way, we're at 2.5 hours, 5,000 feet of climbing. Oh crap, I think that's a tight thing. I always know I can fit through that, but it's still scary when you get close. We both did it. Yeah. The vest is long gone. It got hot.
Property hasn't burned yet.
This is Ben's dream house. Is somewhere really remote in Malibu that burns every 3 years. So I don't know. To each his own, you guys. You can't judge. And now we go down Encinal into the clouds. It's so good. So bottom of Encinal, do a little PCH, and then we go up good old Decker Canyon. Yeah.
A piece EH.
No. I hope the audio didn't work for that. Decker's one of my favorite canyons in Malibu. It's hard to say why, but Ben had a good theory.
It's a really good one. I like it the way I like my hiking trails. Very steep at the start, and then it mellows out. So it weeds out the riffraff.
You gotta want to get to the top of Decker, is the point. And we really do, yeah. This is where I would come if I really wanted to. It's not the steepest, it's not the hardest, but for some reason this is where I would come if I wanted to, I did 20 hours this week. I want to empty the tank with the stupid 6-hour ride, training for some bike race thing. Pardon me. I had to get the view too.
Typical YouTuber.
I just love that hairpin, the hairpin down there and the view of the hairpins. I like looking down and just seeing a big mess of spaghetti. We just had to climb up. Decker's good for that. That's why I like Decker.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
It's because I love spaghetti. So one nice thing about Malibu is lots of sneaky water stops at fire stations. This one, top of Decker, it's a water fountain. There's even a bike rack. I've got my lock. I don't really have to use it because the fountain's right there. It'd be pretty ballsy to steal my bike while I'm 2 feet away from it. But yeah, open water fountain for cyclists just hanging out here. It's even labeled, in case you don't know what that is. It says it there. Just aloe if you crash, you know, it's all nice. So we're at a little over 3 hours, 7,300 feet. So not bad. I've had 4 bottles by now, so I gotta stay on top of that. But there we go. So now we're back down Encinal, a couple miles on PCH till the next climb. Quick detour off of PCH onto Broad Beach Drive, which is just like a fancy Malibu neighborhood, but it's pretty quiet and peaceful. Yes. Our next climb is Latigo, which I would say is kind of the crown jewel, the peak of the Santa Monica mountain range. Would you agree?
Agreed.
There we go. It's unanimous in this group of 2. Yeah, it's a good distance from the city. It's gorgeous. Another one that was hit real bad by the fire damage. See a lot of like new construction.
Yeah. Or not.
You could still, the ground isn't black anymore. You can still see a lot of wreckage. But we're at 4 hours, 8,400 feet now. We're doing good. It's another good spaghetti mess. Latigo.
That spaghetti might be overcooked.
Not al dente. Today it's overcooked. On top of Latigo, there's lots of weird stuff on Mulholland. We're back on Mulholland. I don't know if anybody knows what this is. Leave a comment. Ben thinks it's Area 58. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Sure.
Best theory I've seen. Gwagon. Anytime you see a G-Wagon, we yell Gwagon. That's basically the joke. Now I know you're not supposed to talk with your mouth open. I just want to show you. The thing about picky bars, it's a consistency. If a bar is too dry, you like inhale it and you can choke on it. If it's wet, you can't breathe through it. So it's a happy medium that they do correctly. So you can do this. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry. Another water stop. This is not a rerun. We're on our 5, almost 11,000 feet of climbing, and I think I'm at 6. The general rule of thumb is 1 bar and 1 bottle of liquid per hour. It's hot and we're going hard, so we're going over on both of those. But that's sort of the baseline. I think this is bottle 7 for me.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Now, when I lived in Baltimore, there was a pig that I'd finished my rides, and I always passed this little weird pig farm. And there was one pig that would kind of come up to me, and he became like the closest thing I had to a pet. And I actually had a pet turtle. They don't count at all. Here, we have a camel. Is that a camel or a llama?
I think it's a camel.
Could it be an alpaca?
No.
It's definitely not an alpaca. Also, it doesn't acknowledge my existence at all. Hey!
I know it's Sunday. Chew and look. This is such a beautiful property.
This guy is part giraffe.
He really won.
Yeah, there's 2 camels. There's another one behind that rock. Camels are shy creatures, so I don't know. You don't want to bother them. But the basically now we're at 11,000 feet, and we're on Mulholland Highway, and we're gonna kind of just work our way back. As the crow flies, I'm what, like 25 miles from LA?
Something like
25 miles. But that's just a figure of speech, because crows would stop and like eat a dead rodent or something. And this is a hypothetical crow that just goes directly to, you know, it makes a beeline, except bees would stop for honey.
They don't get anywhere.
The Frank Lloyd Wright house, well, this is the gate, because the house burned a couple fires ago. I'm gonna do a Frank Lloyd Wright tour of LA. It's not gonna get this far north. So this is us ticking that box. Yeah, you can see the remnants of it. It's hard to see down there, but there's a juvenile detention prison. Something real sad and creepy like that.
Some juvie type situation, but they have a pool.
They have a pool, so yeah, they got that going. Another video I want to do someday is the top rocks in Malibu. This is number one right here. Look at that rock. Yeah. Take a little detour off of Mulholland, and you got Lake Malibu. Very scenic little community thing. But I think they spell it incorrectly. Nah, you're off. Ben was picking his nose. There he is. Eat it. On the way back, you pass King Gillette Ranch, which is, I just love this tree-lined road. I just think it's really pretty. I always wanted to have the start for the cookie fondo here, but we couldn't afford it. There's space, but I forget how many bazillion dollars they wanted. But it was a number that was not happening. But King Gillette Ranch, Queen Chic is across the street, and then Prince Harry's Shave Club. That joke is over. And there, going home via Piuma. Now at 6.5 hours, 101 miles, 13,300 feet. So top of Piuma will get us to 15. And really it's just coasting home. Top of Piuma, I'm like 200 feet short. So we got to do one more little climb. There's no shortcuts. No shortcuts. But that ain't bad, huh? All right, here we are. 6 hours, 50 minutes. Got to 15,000 feet.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. 106 miles. And there's good old Saddle Peak. Oh, there's Ben. There's Saddle Peak. Not a bad way to end it. Actually, no, I got one more view to show you. All right, so that's this will be the final view. Fernwood to the city. Ben just has to coast a couple miles. I got to go all the way into that mess. But another good sesh, man. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
7-hour rides, 15,000 feet. They're getting easier. They're getting easier.
So easy.
I wouldn't. Let's not go there. But every single one, no big deal. Yeah. See, this looks smoggy when you zoom it. I promise it's not. I mean, it's smoggy, but it's not as smoggy as it looks.
Look, you can see.
But it is smoggy.
Fog.
It's not smoggy.
Smog.
Yeah.